So he had to go off he would take farm stuff and trade it for money. And there's a little store up on the mountain there that he'd walk to and take produce, and he would trade it like if he needed flour or stuff that he didn't raise, you know. So he had to go off that day to take care of business. So always if you was there, you had a job to do.
You had to work.
So Alan and Georgie was a lot over me. So Poppy signed them. It was a big old tater patch to bug the taters. They had to pick the bugs
Oh,
off
gracious.
with their hands. And old timey people didn't go out and buy insect stuff and spray on the gardens. They'd use, if they built a fire, they'd take the ashes and stuff and sprinkle. But anyhow, Alan and Georgie had a job of bugging the taters. And see me like another job. Well, I had the job of weeding the onions and lettuce. Well, I got through with my job.
Oh.
And Sissy said, come help us bug the taters. I said, no. Poppy said I didn't have to get my lily white hands dirty. He got so mad he could wring my neck, but he knowed Poppy again. But I bet him. I was mean. I was mischievous.
Oh, wow.
And Mommy said when I was little, now I don't remember this, I was just as rowdy as Will Charlie. And everybody thought we was twins. We was about the same age, red hair and brown eyes. And everybody thought we was twins. But anyhow, she said that I pulled out the Chester drawers one at a time and climbed up them like a stair and turned the Chester drawer over on me. So then she got till back years ago, they'd buy little boys. It was something like a sailor breeches or something. Anyhow, they buckled across the back and had a flap. You let the flap down to use the bathroom, right? So she got, because it was so mischievous, and she had to work. You know, she either worked in the garden or at the house, and she couldn't watch us all the time. So she'd lift up, she'd put me on a pair of them, and him a pair, and she'd
Unsnap them?
Unsnap them across the back, and take that lap that come down, and raise the bedstead up, and put one side of the bed, and then she'd go over and raise the other side of the bed up, and she'd put the other kid on the bed, and put us some toys there, which the toys back then was
blocks or something, maybe.
Not even blocks. I don't think it's just whatever you could find. I don't know what kind of toys it was, but she'd lay something there to try to
pots
get
and pans
stuff
or something and a spoon.
No, we'd be down to death.
I remember when CJ was little, he used to love to play with the canned food in the cabinet. He'd get all the canned food out and play with it.
The kids years ago, they entertained themselves with whatever
We
they
did.
could
We made
find.
mud pies and
Yeah, and
played in
rolled
the
tires.
woods and
I remember.
played in the barn in the hay.
I remember Alan. He'd always. He was real handy. Mechanic too. But years ago, the boys made their own. Who they called them? They would get an old bicycle rim, the rim, and take the spokes out, and they would get a clothes hanger. You know, they all used to be wire years ago. You never had plastic, and they'd straighten that clothes rack out and put a hook like in the end of it, and they'd start rolling that hook and roll it like that.
Oh, like roll it down the end and then catch it on the back and...
That was a toy they made.
Huh.
a hoop.
I've seen them do that on TV.
But
They
years
run and
ago,
chase
that's
it,
what-
but only the ones I seen, they had a stick. They had the hoop, but they have a stick.
stick in that
And
little
they
groove.
just chase it, yeah.
Mhm. You'd guide it wherever you wanted to
Yeah.
go with that crook that was in, the
Yeah.
thing. But that was one thing that they done. Then we made the homemade sleds years ago, and we had snow. We could ride homemade sleds. And then we'd take the lid off the wash machine, where you had your ringer wash machine, and get on it and go down the hill.
Did you get in trouble?
If Mommy let you. But we'd
I
sneak
remember
and do
they
that.
had the hood off of old cars. They'd take the hood off of an old car.
Anything like that, they
Or
just,
they
they didn't
had,
go out and spend a lot of money because they didn't have.
Trash can lids or something.
Yeah, they didn't have
And
the
slide
money
on
to
the
spend.
snow, on
Yeah.
the snow with.
Yeah.
You was lucky if you had a sled.
And my brother, he'd get old bicycles and piece them together. And I'd steal it every chance I get and go around the track. I couldn't wait to get behind the trees over there from where Conan and Tessie's trailer is. Because Mommy couldn't see me and boys
Oh.
couldn't see me.
There wasn't
I'd be
no
out of
reason.
sight. Around the track I'd go on that bicycle.
I bet you were flying like a speed demon or some kind of hooligan.
Then where Louise Nance and me was red-headed, about the same size, best friends and everything. One day I was going out the holler walking, and Mr. Nance thought I was Louise, and he kept hollering at her and hollering at her, and it was me. And I wasn't paying no attention, but he thought he was hollering at Louise. I forget what he said there at last. Maybe I turned around or something, I don't remember. But we was about the same size, and both had red hair and all. And he just kept hollering at her. I'll make you go on like you don't hear me.
Oh.
And it was me, it wasn't Louise. I think I turned around so I come him to know that it wasn't her.